Hello, this is Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
And this is another Cooking with Kenshin1913. And it's our 200th episode.
Yay!
We've made 200 of these, and we're going to keep going, hopefully 200 more. As long as we have enough recipes to do so. But anyways, what are we making today, Ma?
We're making shrimp scampi with spaghetti. So this is relatively a pretty quick meal to throw together. So what you want to do is just before you're going to start with your shrimp, you're going to want to put your pasta water in your pan, and you can start boiling it, at a lower temperature, so that when your shrimp is done, your pasta will be almost ready as well. So the star of the show are shrimp, and these shrimps are the size of, how the bag will say how many are in there. So this is 16 to 20. The size, you can definitely use bigger shrimp. You can use smaller shrimp.
What size are they?
These are the 16 to 20 in a bag. That's how they...
Jumbo?
No, they're just large.
All right.
The other thing that you can do, if you'd like, if you get the bigger ones, you can actually leave the tail shell on, and then you just take it off when you're eating. So the shrimp, garlic, and lots of cut up garlic. That's 10 cloves. 2 tablespoons of butter, some red pepper flakes, some parsley, and of course in the time when you're having fresh parsley, you can use that. Some lemon juice, white wine, olive oil, some breadcrumbs, and spaghetti. I'm using spaghetti ricotta. I like this because it has like little lines on it, and it holds all the juices a little bit better. You can use any kind of macaroni that you want, but basically some type of a spaghetti or a linguine would be used for this dish. So I have kind of, it's a little deep. You can use it bigger if you're making a bigger quantity. And we're going to add our olive oil.
So now there's many different ways to make shrimp scampi. This is the gist of it. It's basically like shrimp, breadcrumbs, garlic, oil, and lemon juice. And then you can kind of do what you will with that. There's plenty of other ways you could do it. Like one way that we also do, but it's a little more time consuming, is
one in the oven, and we'll show you that recipe at a later time. So I'm gonna heat up my olive oil a little bit before I put my garlic in. So I'm gonna put my garlic in here. And I love lots of garlic. I probably would put some additional garlic in here. But I think that's pretty good. So we're gonna saute this so that all of the oils start to seep into the olive oil. And you know me, I've told you before, when I'm cooking, it's hard for me. I kind of just judge it, so it's difficult for me to put into amounts exactly how much I put in. And you don't want to let it burn.
So yeah, my mom has been making this recipe for a long time.
And I'm going to add a few shakes of my red pepper flakes as well. Now that the garlic's cooking and the oil's hot, it's going to bring out the flavor of this also.
Yeah, it's going to bloom those red pepper flakes and get everything in there pretty nice and spicy. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that we're filming this around the time of Lent, and shrimp scampi is a great recipe to have when if you're of Catholic faith or whatever, and you're doing
observing
the old traditions or whatever. I don't bother, but you could do this for a meal.
Okay, so what I'm going to do next And of course you're going to keep an eye on your garlic. You don't want it to burn. You just want it to get translucent, and you can smell that great flavor. So I'm going to add my shrimp, and shrimp only takes a few minutes to cook. You don't want to overcook it because they'll get tough.
Yeah, and you also want to be careful when putting the shrimp in because they're still water
wet. Yeah.
On it, and it could spittle.
So this is on now about medium heat. The last time I made this, I had a little bit bigger shrimp, and I left the tails on. So then it's a little bit more work when you're. And as you can see, this hasn't been cooking more than a minute, and it's already starting to. The shrimp is starting to turn pink.
Now you mentioned these are frozen shrimp?
Yes, they are, or they were, I should say.
And you had to devein them and all that, or no?
No, they're deveined. Nick helped me, and he took the shells off. Now you can keep the shells and give them a boil and make a seafood stock. That would be good if you ever wanted to make like your own clam chowder or any other kind of pasta. We're actually going to put the shells in the garden.
Yeah.
It's good fertilizer.
Maybe in the next shrimp rep episode we'll show you how to devein and
well, most of the time I buy the shrimp that's already deveined. It's just basically taking the shell off, and it's pretty easy to do so. Okay, so as you can see, these are pretty much done. They're nice and opaque and pink. And now I'm going to add my butter.
2 tablespoons of butter, right?
Three yeah, about 3 tablespoons.
Now you don't have to shut off the heat for this?
No.
So they're still technically cooking, but...
Yeah, so I'm just going to lower it a little bit, because as I say, we don't want them to get overly done. And let that butter melt in there. And then we're going to add our 1 cup of white wine.
Now you can raise the heat again, probably.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to let that wine and the butter, let the butter melt and the wine kind of cook out a little bit. Anyways, as you can see over here, we have our boiling water. We're going to liberally salt that.
It already was.
Oh, it was? Then we're good with that.
And I'm just going to, as you can see around the edge, this is starting to bubble a little bit. Probably I'll let it cook maybe another minute or so. Okay, as you can see, it's boiling. So to boil out the alcohol only takes a couple of minutes. I'm going to add my 1/2 cup of lemon juice. I'm going to put my black pepper. A little bit of salt.
Now, what is scampi? Where does that word come from? Any idea?
That I don't know. I guess I should, right?
Maybe.
And then what I'm going to add is our parsley. If you're using fresh parsley, you would add it at the very, very end. Okay, so I'm just putting this on a medium to keep it cooking while the pasta is cooking. And I'm taking a nice, probably about 2 tablespoons or so putting that in there.
Yeah, you do get lovely color from this.
Yep. Okay. So we're just going to wait until our pasta
When do
is
you add the
ready.
breadcrumbs?
At the end.
What about cheese? Is there any cheese
No,
in this?
no
Is there-
cheese. When you're doing fish, you don't usually put cheese.
Okay. So we'll let this cook on low
Mm-hmm.
while that's cooking, and then over here we have our pasta. As soon as that's done, we'll come back.
Okay, so here's our pasta. Putting it in our serving bowl. And we're going to add our scampi to this. Okay, now I don't know if you can see, there's quite a bit of juice here. So what I do is I'll start adding a little bit of the breadcrumbs. This is just flavored breadcrumbs with some parsley and Italian breadcrumbs. So this is a cup, but you have to kind of just judge it, okay?
Yeah, and you want to use the breadcrumbs because that kind of absorbs some of the juice there.
Yeah, and
And
then
also-
what happens is it makes a nice like extra coating on the shrimp and the pasta. And I'm getting it towards the where the juice is located, and I don't know if you can see that,
Yeah.
but it's thickening up. And if you want more, more of the juice in
juice.
it, then don't use as much of the breadcrumbs. This is pretty well done. So I did not use a full cup.
But
Okay.
You can use up to a cup.
Yep. You
All
could
right.
you could even use more if you have more.
All right, cool. So let's eat it. So here's our shrimp scampi. Look at it, nice and there's only a little bit of juice on the bottom. Anyways, go ahead,
And
Mom.
one of the things that you can do with the final product is you can drizzle a little bit of extra virgin olive oil over the top of it and mix it through again, and also a little bit more lemon juice if you want.
So you're gonna take a bite because I don't really eat shrimp. I'm not a big fan of seafood. Make sure you get the shrimp too. What do you gotta say about it?
It was perfect. You can taste the lemon in the pasta.
Got the parsley, got the garlic. Hopefully you get a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
And
yeah,
I love garlic.
The heat at the end with the red pepper flake, right? Yeah. So
Very good.
it's a terrific dish.
If I do say so myself.
I hope so. Anyways, I have been Meat or Kenshin1913 along with,
Mom,
and this has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
enjoy and happy eating.
All right, we're tacking this on at the end. Forgot all about it, but I want to thank everybody for watching 200 episodes. It's been a long ride, and like I mentioned in the beginning, I hope we do more. You got anything else to say?
No, it's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll hope to see you for another 200. If you guys got any interesting recipes you want to tell us about, or if you made these recipes at home and you want to tell us,
let us know
please
how they
let
came
us know
out.
in the
We would-
comment section
We would
below.
really love it.
Yeah.
Like one person got a hold of us a few weeks ago, wanted to know how to make an Easter bread. and we had done that recipe a while ago, so Pete sent her information to remind her what it's called and how to do it.
Yeah, maybe when we reach 1,000 subscribers, we'll do a Q&A. All right, thank you again, and enjoy and happy eating.
Yeah, thank you.